Hello and thank you for joining me for Game 4, 100 Thieves versus Echo Fox. I am Julian Patriot and co-captaining the casting guest for Tiebreakers and Beyond is Aiden Zyrene Moon.
Thank you for having me aboard, Pastry. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. We'll start with the starting lineups. On the blue side, it is 100 Thieves. In the top lane, it's Ssumday. In the jungle, Meteos. In the mid lane, Ryu. Bot, Cody Sun. Support, aphromoo. And their coach, Probably.
And selecting the red side, it's going to be Echo Fox. In the top lane, Huni. Jungle, Dardoch. Damonte mid. Bot lane, Altec with support PapaChau and coach Inero.
And yesterday, Echo Fox, they tried out their academy mid laner and support, and while there were a few hiccups overall, they made quite a splash when a playoff bye was on the line.
Yeah, a lot of people were not expecting that, but yesterday they ran their subs, and as a result, they did lock in that trip to Miami. So you'll see them, whether it's in the first place match or in the third, fourth place. So they will be in Miami. So Echo Fox, their first playoffs, but also first playoff bye ever. And Damonte, the mid laner, actually played really well on his signature Cassiopeia, and they're running him in PapaChau here again when first place is on the line in this top of the table matchup.
We'll see if these players will continue to perform against 100 Thieves, who are a whole other caliber of team, especially when you look at the second half of their split.
Yeah, 100 Thieves have gone 7-1, and they could pick up a playoff bye as a result of their hard work. If they win this match, they will be locked into a first or second place. And it seems with this team, ever since week 6, a different individual has stepped up every single week to carry a game. So in their wins, 100 Thieves have shown that they're diversifying their win conditions, which may prove to be a valuable asset come playoffs.
I have to think so. I mean, it's just so impressive how almost quickly this team has come together and built cohesion with, players that have not played with each other until now. So certainly impressed for a new org especially to be so far up and maybe even a chance with in fact, they have a chance with a bye, maybe even grabbing it here.
I mean, remember the start of the split where they started 3-1 in the first 2 weeks, and there was talk of them being in that top of the table and the contenders versus pretenders conversation. They were ruled out at first. Then there was questions about, oh, maybe they belong there. Then they went on a 4-game losing streak, and then they just went into the back of people's minds as maybe they got lucky at the start. But this 7-1 record on the second half of the split is something you cannot ignore when they've all been performing incredibly well and they've been gelling, and these veterans have come together at just the right time, and they could be looking at a top spot.
And for Echo Fox, who've been on quite a roller coaster in their back half of this split after being atop the mountain after the first half. We'll have to see what happens here because this is a lot on the line between these two sides. GP and Swain banned out by 100 Thieves. Xayah and Olaf banned out by Echo Fox. So far, so standard.
It's important to note that Echo Fox, they selected red side. A lot of teams just go blue because they want to be able to kind of pinch the Xayah Rakan combo, pick up, answers to jungle and whatnot. But right here, Echo Fox are saying counter pick is the name of the game, and 100 Thieves are saying let's ban the Cassiopeia from Damonte and let's ban 2 champions that we know Huni doesn't have a lot of counters against top lane for our side.
Makes sense to take away Damonte's champion and make him show you another one. Ryu's Talia actually going to be banned away here, so a small amount of attention paid mid, and as a result, 100 Thieves thinking about that Ryze first pick. Yeah, and they lock it in.
Ryze, Skarner now on the table for Echo Fox to pick up, but Dardoch, I know he hates Skarner. I was watching his stream, and he was just like, nope, only good junglers don't play Skarner. It was pretty much, hey, I thought he was good, pick Skarner, nope. Not on that list, and so Dardoch, we'll see if he actually picks it here. Because 100 Thieves, I think they're kind of betting on the fact that he won't do it.
I think they are as well, and even if he doesn't like it, maybe he likes winning. So we'll see if he does take it, given that this is their final regular season game. Tiebreakers notwithstanding. Caitlyn, though, is the lock-in there for Altec. And a lot of Caitlyn-centric lanes in recent memory for these two, and Dardoch will eschew the trend. He goes for Sejuani.
Yep, and that's something that is actually a bit of a red flag, where if you're going by power and like tier list, Skarner is considered much higher than Sejuani right now in the current patch with Predator, and especially with the #1 counter of Olaf banned away, Sejuani going to that instead does raise a few questions for Echo Fox moving forward, but here they're going to have this in that jungle, so it gives engage power over to Dardoch.
I mean, it is kind of a Dardoch thing. Who is right, Dardoch or everybody else? We'll have to see as Braum is locked in there for 100 Thieves, taking away a pretty powerful lane dominant support. And I was going to say, Meteos has played some Skarner, I believe, but has been preferring the tank, so back to Zach. Skarner will drop through this.
The classic for him. Yeah, Skarner up against Sejuani, you can be stopped by multiple things. The Q, the W, and the R from Sejuani all do kind of put a damper on it, so now Meteos going back to the signature Zach, having some playmaking potential. 100 Thieves, it's been different people stepping up, We go back to Ssumday having a really good week. Cody Sun and aphromoo constantly. It was Ryu yesterday and Meteos very recently as well. So now on this Zach, I want to see what he's able to do and how he's able to affect these matchups, because now this mid lane, pretty neutral, I would say. Yeah,
I mean, Damonte just kind of taking a strong team fighting, strong mid laner, you know, nothing really to worry about, especially 1v1 versus Ryze. He did flash the Zoe. He had a disgusting entrance into Academy when Zoe was significantly more powerful, I might add, so certainly knows his way around that champion. But Azir kind of fits more of the profile, similar to Cassio in some ways as far as your team fight power, and if you can show up playing this type of champion at a high level, certainly putting forth his case for being a starter on this team.
Yeah, and that's something that frees them up a lot. They have a lot of, subs they're trying to figure out, because in playoffs right now, Equifox have run 7 different people.
Yep.
You can only have 6 players in playoffs. You have to lock in a single sub. You can't have more than that. So Equifox kind of giving Phoenix and Adrian a little bit of a break so they can rest before playoffs was kind of the idea that Enero had thrown out there. We're seeing what Damonte and PapaChau are made of, and this is kind of like a tryout for them in a sense.
Certainly in a lot of ways, stage experience is valuable for these younger players, even though Damonte does have some from last split. Never mind though, as Phase 2 is underway for these bans.
Ooh.
Tristana and Jinx banned away from Cody Sun, so a lot of attention being paid towards these marksmen. Alistar on the other side for 100 Thieves.
So what they did is they took away the marksman that can hyper carry for Cody Sun and also have good effective range versus something like a Caitlyn and can actually match her in the lane phase. Kog'Maw is what I think Cody Sun will go towards next if he's looking for long effective range, because already Xayah and 2 others have been banned away from him with the Kate taken.
Tahm Kench taken away though, again. Both these players actually are pretty late-game-centric ADs. We've already seen the Caitlyn, so taking away one of the pieces of protection and a good defensive support pick in general. So we'll see what Equifox want to do. I mean, they could also grab... Oh, they already have Caitlyn, never mind. So can't grab marksman unless something truly crazy is happening.
My favorite part about this is we're not even considering that Huni should take something early, because it's like Equifox picked red side. They want to counter-pick top lane. They want Huni to be able to blast Ssumday, because Ssumday has busted out the Poppy as a counter to Camille and the Darius as a counter to tanks in Cho'Gath. So you don't want to blind pick against Ssumday, because he's shown that he's doing his homework and he's going behind the scenes to figure out what he can do to get an advantage over his lane opponent.
He's been playing much better in the later weeks here of the split. I mean, that's generally true for all of 100 Thieves. Looks like Kog'Maw feels a little too risky, so Cody Sun going back to Jhin. Seen a couple of Jhin games recently, but he has not played it yet this split, I believe.
I actually think that's a win for Equifox, because you think about Cody Sun, this massive damage per minute carry, hyper carry in the late game. He's not on a hyper carry. He's on something that really does open up fights, kind of adds a little bit to the kind of bookends them. The beginning and the end of the fights is really where he's effective. So the Caitlyn will have a really good time in this lane with a ranged support alongside her. So now it's Cody Sun and aphromoo trying to survive the lane phase, and that's exactly what Equifox want, because these 2 guys on 100 Thieves have been superstars in the second half of the split.
Well, it looks like Cho'Gath pretty safe blind there for 100 Thieves, so Huni takes Gnar as his counter pick of choice, where a couple of top laners banned away. So I think this makes sense. Pretty simple pick. And like you said, you can just give Huni the opportunity to get a lead in lane and then snowball the game from there.
Yep. And this match means so much here. Equifox, if they win this, they lock in #1 guaranteed. If 100 Thieves win this, they will play Equifox later for the #1 and 2 spots. They will lock in a first-round bye, but they will play for who is #1 and who is #2. And that is huge for both of these teams, especially 100 Thieves. New organization, completely coming in, making their mark on the NALCS, and that's how they want to do it, is with a win here.
Crazy to think for both of these teams. It's been very up and down for a lot of organizations this spring, but to think that these are the 2 that are effectively battling for first, and in this match, there is basically that on the line here. Definitely a lot to play for in one single game, but who will show up? This is the thing where you really test the strength of your players, because these are the moments where it doesn't matter, you have to perform. It's the same in a best of 5. If you go to 5 games, you better play really well in that last game, because it's basically a best of 1. So a lot on the line here in one single game.
And you're talking about testing these players. Damonte, PapaChau, they were just pulled up from Challenger. This is their 2nd game on this stage with this team in this lineup. A lot of pressure on them here, because 100 Thieves, they have been surging with that 7-1 record in the second half.
You have to think kind of did their job yesterday. Equifox feeling confident enough to bring them back in from Academy, keep them on the roster here. Packed out here for, surprisingly, again, like one of the most hyped games all day long, at least for the regular games, because remember, there will be tiebreakers today.
Absolutely, and I harken back to preseason power rankings. No, I don't think anybody I had seen had 100 Thieves and Echo Fox duking it out at the top of the table come the end of the split. It was all like TL, these super rosters had been coming together, TSM with their pickups, and these teams, it was like they're going to need some time and there's a lot of volatility here. But now we find ourselves here at the last day of week 9, and these are the 2 ones at the top.
Apparently 9 weeks was enough. We'll have to see how it all plays out as the teams will move out onto Summoner's Rift. Everyone just hanging out as PapaChau is maybe getting a little bit of vision, but nobody wanting to walk too far forward here, as they will just spread out defensively across their jungle.
And so just looking at the runes that were taken, PapaChau, the Morgana with the Aerie, a lot of people like this because it gives her some poke with her Tormented Soil, and also when you put a black shield on somebody, it will give them that little physical shield on top of the magic shield. So making sure that he's able to take care of Altec during the beginning parts of the game and later, because it does get stronger as time goes on. Add him a little bit more defensive power there. And then looking at Huni, fleet footwork on that Gnar. We've seen a lot of Aerie, we've seen a lot of back and forth, and it looks like he's just going for sustain in this matchup because you're going to take some damage from the Cho'Gath spike pass through.
Yep, kind of curious to see if Huni can even convert that into some outplays. That movement speed could help you maneuver a tank, especially in mini form, but if there's anyone that's really going to show up on any champion, I'm going to trust Huni there in the top lane. It looks like a red start here for Meteos, and the same side, at least for Echo Fox, Dardoch on his blue buff, as both bot lanes are going to help out with this initial lead.
And the bot lane is really where I'm looking because that is, in my opinion, the most tilted lane where you have double ranged into a shorter range and a melee support. So you're going to have a large advantage for Echo Fox here. Want to see if Altec and PapaChau can synergize and try to pick up a kill in this lane, because this is one that you can have pressure in, and they should have pressure in, whereas top lane is kind of the other one, and I would consider mid pretty neutral.
We'll have to see if junglers also agree with you as far as attention they pay, because isolating Huni in any sort of 1v1 could also be troublesome, which I think is why both junglers are pathing towards the top side, at least early on. So far okay though for Cody, going to move forward to get the full shot onto Altec. Looks like so far with the Relic Shield able to push the lane a little bit faster. Dematerializer also here for Afro. So there we go, there's level 2 pretty quickly for both.
Yeah, I like how Dematerializer, it doesn't actually turn on until right after the second wave, so you can't like cheese a level 2 off of minion Dematerializer. You'll see it comes up right here as the third wave comes in.
Solo lane level 3 cheese action. Instead, just Cody and Afro playing it safe here in this 2v2. Certainly on the lookout for how PapaChau continues to perform here in the LCS. So Dardoch already looking for an invade, going to try and hunt down Meteos towards that blue. Knows that's gone, does not check the wolves though.
Yeah, knows that it's gone, and now he's wrapping around mid, and they don't know that he is here, and Ryu is shoving in this matchup.
Damonte a little low, but Dardoch staying in the fog of war. Meteos on his raptor camp.
Go now.
Here comes Dardoch. Ryu now knows what's up. Maybe a little too late. Actually going to have to flash away. Dardoch tries to follow. Does get down. Needs one more order for the permafrost. Stun lands in. Just need a bit more damage, but Meteos is here. Ryu kind of lives through that, but had to burn both summoners.
Yeah, he got the flash, and then he burned the heal, and he used the root onto Dardoch as he kind of got stunned. And remember, Sejuani has to auto you or hit a spell again to crack it and do the percent HP, and he got the root off and walked away as he was stunned. So Ryu did not eat that extra bit of damage.
Good bit of situational awareness there for Ryu. Lives through the first gank, but still pretty effective for Dardoch. Happy to trade his summoners for 2 in mid lane.
Yeah, and I think that's something that junglers should almost always do, is burn your flash to get laners flashes, because they are constantly in a 1v1 or a 2v2, and you get to go farm your jungle and you're not in threat of, you know, being exposed and having to like use your flash at that point.
If you have to flash battling the Gromp, you're in some real trouble.
Exactly.
As Dardoch will go over to that camp, checking back in with top side. Ssumday and Huni nice and even. Ssumday doing a nice job again, just keeping things afloat. That's kind of most Cho'Gath lanes.
Yeah, keeping it even is actually exactly what Ssumday wants here. He doesn't want to get bullied out by Huni and have a large lane advantage for the Gnar. Wants to keep it as even as possible so that it's a lane that's serviceable. And right now, 100 Thieves across the board, win or lose in these lanes, right now they're doing quite well.
Yeah, looking good. Actually on the bot side, even, I'll say. That was a very small lead for Cody, but it's negligible as they just last hit these next few creeps. Ryu has returned back from base. Does have himself a tier and another Sapphire Crystal with his consumables, as Meteos maybe checking in with the top side. Does know there's a ward in that brush. Now going to walk through it though. Huni gonna have to get himself away. Here comes the slingshot, and there goes the slingshot.
Yep, he's gonna walk away. That's the confirmation there that there is a ward. Now he's gonna go actually, I think, hit the Scryer's Bloom. Yeah, he hits the Scryer's Bloom. There is a ward.
Always good to double check. But again, Ssumday has not been too pressured here, so Meteos feeling free to walk up here. Rupture will miss, but Huni effectively zoned off here in this 1v2. Dardoch not up fast enough to try something in a skirmish. Instead, going to invade and get some more vision.
Yeah, get some vision. And then also allow Damonte to clear out a control ward that was on the left side of mid and place his own. And now they're going to go invade.
This is nice here. Damonte having that priority. Pushes up. Already a little CS lead over Ryu. But it looks like nothing to take, so they'll just back off. And now Echo Fox's turn to push here in the bot lane. Good route, though. Tower actually is aggroing onto Altec, but not enough follow-up damage.
Yeah, it still helps him out a decent amount. You can basically, in this lane, as the Jhin Braum, you'll take whatever you can get here, especially since he started with boots and potions. We haven't seen a lot of Jhins lately, so the builds have shifted a whole bunch since he was last meta. And having sustain in this lane is something that kind of harkens back to when it was double range support. And you were like, okay, we're just going to try to sustain through. And he's still doing that here. I wonder if he'll rush Swifties, because a lot of people think that getting the 4th shot off is a large part of your DPS compared to even buying like long swords.
We'll have to see. No recalls just yet. Meteos back here in the top lane. As Ssumday did get his recall cancelled by a nicely placed boomerang from Huni. Meteos is hanging out with level 3 slingshot, trying to make it all the way over this wall. Rupture is good. Meteos comes in. Huni with the flash.
That's worth it, though. Getting a flash for having to only burn a little bit of time, and you aren't losing anything on the opposite side of the map. Your buffs aren't coming up just yet. There's a few seconds off of them. So Meteos will still get to do his full route and not lose anything to Dardoch.
Still in the meantime, Damonte pushing up, growing that CS lead. Sitting at 10 right now with just that early ring plus the Dark Seal and some boots. So Azir kind of continuing to show his individual strength as a champion, has been kind of a mainstay of the metagame all spring long. Ssumday will TP now back to that top lane with a Glacial Shroud, but Huni's going to have his buy, and it will be a little bigger, given that he's trying to take that second TP. In fact, Ssumday's trying to find him and just cancel that, but Huni knows this, going to back off behind his turret.
Force him all the way back, and then we'll see what happens. I don't think Huni would actually TP back here unless he's really trying to break a freeze. Let's see, mid lane, both junglers are actually around this area. Ryu now has his summoners back up, and he's already been able to purchase. So we kind of saw him take a 6 CS deficit because of that, but bottom lane, I think, is in even bigger trouble. There hasn't really been jungle retention here, and it's just this 2-on-2 matchup where Altec now has an advantage that's double-digit CS here over Cody, who did rush the Swifties to try and get that shot off.
Yep, 2 long swords as well, so kind of sticking to Nouveau Jhin stuff here, but that BF sword for Altec going to make his presence much better in lane, already in a situation where they were favored. Meteos coming down, Root looking for PapaChau, but the Black Shield's going to protect him. Here comes Meteos. Going to try and move it out, but not far enough. There's one strike. Flash forward, looking for the roof. Flash from PapaChau could be problems. And now the stun's going to land in from the Braum. First blood over, and Cody, of course, grabs it.
Of course, he got set up there. Boom!
Whoa! All right, well.
As Freak would say, assassinated.
Certainly been a trend for today, but good trade kill there for Other. I just don't think aphromoo expected to die to a level 1 Caitlyn ult, but apparently that's what happened.
Yeah, right here you can see Meteos in that fog of war just barely, so they don't actually see him even charging this up. And then PapaChau, the way that he plays this though is he's like dodging away from Meteos. Meteos wants to land Q onto Altec and then flash afterwards. And if PapaChau had just been in the way, I don't think you would be able to reach Altec with the second hit there. But right here, nobody protected him.
Ignite was down. After like, I'm fine. Oh no, I'm not fine.
Nope.
No unbreakable up either, I assume. I certainly hope so, but a trade kill nonetheless.
Yeah, the trade kill is big because in that situation, you're able to actually get out even or on top as the Caitlyn. Because if the Jhin gets that kill and there's no answer, that first blood means a lot, but now the Caitlyn gets to continue having pressure in this lane.
Yep, ADs have gone back and shopped as well, but we'll check in with that in a second as Dardoch, now moving in towards the top lane control ward, is placed here by Huni, cuts off this vision.
He might jump in here for Ssumday. There he goes.
Looking for it. Dardoch with the ulti ready, but the angle maybe not quite there. Looks for it now. Ssumday forced to flash.
Yeah. Sejuani will usually mask the R with the Q because you can do them simultaneously. So as you're flying, you kind of mask the animation. So Ssumday's not going to risk it. He's just going to flash away when he sees the Q come out.
And on the other side for Dardoch, kind of knew that was happening, so didn't use his ulti. Now has it for another attempt. Oh, and Meteos is closer to the area now. Oh, there's the ult landing in. Damage needs to be enough. Ssumday, remember, no flash, but the tower dive not quite in sync there for Echo Fox.
Yeah, no minion wave to kind of tank a little bit of that starting aggro. They're just full-on diving there.
Well, Huni will at least walk away with a lane lead as he's going to build up CS and shove this wave into the turret. Damonte also on an adventure. Gets a ward down, sees the Scry's bloom. Does some gardening. And going to go back to mid lane now as Meteos tracked by a nice control ward placed there by Echo Fox.
Yeah, didn't even check that bush. There's kind of these brush that become part of the metagame where you walk behind your red buff, you walk through the pixel brush, you just check for these wards. That's not one that you usually will check for at all because it's not a very usual or I guess a frequent warding spot for the enemy team.
Well done. There for Echo Fox. Multi-level 9. It's going to just last hit those minions. Bottom lane looking a little bit better here. Not exactly sure what threat Altec and PapaChau thought they were under, but maybe just afraid of the Meteos regank.
Well, the big thing here is I think that they blew all their summoner spells, whereas 100 Thieves, they kept 3 of theirs. The exhaust is still intact. Cody Sun still has his flash, so the pressure does go over to that lane. And I have to say, Cody Sun and aphromoo have actually played this brilliantly. Not missing much in terms of CS. In 10 minutes, a little bit further than that, and he's already at 94. He's got the second highest CS on his team in a matchup where you should just be straight up losing it because the Caitlyn Morgana range advantage. And that's huge for 100 Thieves if they want to use Cody Sun's pressure and aphromoo's playmaking later. And all that control translates into the first Drake of the game as 100 Thieves nab the Ocean. Dardoch going to get spotted, but Meteos also seen. Dardoch on the Braum. Meteos going to double check that he's there. Hit down a ward that he spotted as well. Also sees the control ward there in the tribe, which tries to steal with the stretching strike, but isn't going to land it. And now Fox have to play a little bit safer on the bottom side because Ryu will wave clear, and now you have to watch for Realm Warp dives on the bottom side with no flashes available. So that's why another reason why Echo Fox are playing safe down below.
Ryu chasing in. Damonte gets out of there. Uses that gap close, has to walk probably the long way around, although now going to go a little more aggressively back to the wave. Huni also continuing his pressure on the other side for Echo Fox, up 15 CS or so as Ssumday is busy warding things out. You can see that just on the right-hand side of your screen, puts down a ward in the river to protect himself from another potential dive. Things kind of go in the way I guess we've expected them to go in most of these lanes. Still bottom lane being the exception as Cody a little bit behind right now, but will even right back up and even cancel the recall.
That was actually pretty big because he bought Youmuu's Ghostblade, uses it to run to lane, doesn't miss any minions when he gets there, and then he interrupts Altec's recall. So if he interrupted PapaChau's, it's not that bad. The support, it's totally fine. But Altec's just being like a second behind the supports. Now he has to stay, and he can't back. And you can see Ryze is already roamed, and Zac is here too.
Yep, staying might get him dove. Really smart play here from 100 Thieves, but just some damage on the turret, sitting at about 55% health as Meteos. On top of the ward that I guess they didn't know about, Cody was simply clearing minion waves with his W.
Yeah, it's funny because you look at all the ward coverage, but hold on, Altec.
Yep, no root landing. Dardoch now here, unstoppable for Meteos. He uses the Let's Bounce for the ulti, tags aphromoo for the stun. Rooted there as well by the binding. Now the chance from PapaChau coming out. Gets the ulti down. Cody going to try and turn it back around. Morgana, so squishy, but Cody can't quite find the angle on that last little shot. Hits Altec instead, but everyone gets away.
Yeah, that's flashes blown though, and the heal from Altec. So once again, 100 Thieves now, Summoner Spell advantage on the bottom side. The playmaking can still happen here for 100, even though this is a lane that they should have been losing, and the jungle is now actually swapping it over. And it's a team effort. Hold on, though. Damonte versus Ryu.
Ryu looking for something. Damonte out of there again, but that's not a good way to try and walk. No jump
One more
space.
combo.
Ryu looking for the Q. He's going to land, but barely misses that kill. 10 HP left.
Yes, it was below double digits. That was insane. I thought he had him there. Ryu doesn't even flash or anything afterwards. He just says, all right, I'm going to try to get him low. This will kill. Not quite, but he still shoves Damonte out.
Somehow Damonte, with cleanse and flash, uses no flash to try and let himself live. So he apparently knew something that we don't. Well calculated regardless, but Ryu mounting up that pressure as the Ryze builds up in items and levels. So you can kind of see this all reflected in the gold leads that are in. One apiece in kills. Yes, the Ocean Drake did go to 100 Thieves, but we are dead even at 14 minutes here as far as the gold front is concerned.
Yeah, and right now you can see Cody Sun up about 300 gold on this bottom side, and that's really what I'm tracking because look at where the vision is for 100 Thieves. It's all in that bottom side of the map, whereas they've just been denying Echo Fox all of their vision. There used to be 4 control wards on this bottom side for 100 Thieves, all positioned in the river, and for Fox, they had nothing. They couldn't really see where Meteos was going to come from, and now they're trying to get something back because 100 Thieves have just had so much pressure here.
Damonte going to go ahead and snag his blue buff. Dardoch with the donation. Damonte says thanks. Ding's level 11. Looks like Ryu's doing the same, also at the same level, so things looking okay there. PapaChau missing the binding. Afro with a fake out. Now Cody looking to get some trade back, but Afro did bounce away from PapaChau's ulti. Did burn it in trying to secure some sort of all-in harass.
Where is Damonte going? He's just going for wards. He's on the other side of mid, though.
Yeah, he's trying to roam out, but Ryu enough wave clear and enough pressure to kind of deter that from happening.
Yeah, that's a mid laner who protects his jungler, allows him to not be harassed at his camps or even spotted, because Damonte didn't get wards down, didn't get really much of anything accomplished there because Ryu had shown up.
Yeah, no more gardening to do either, so Plant won't give him some vision. Instead, just a wave clear battle for now. Damonte's still up a handful of CS, just over a wave, as he's looking back down to that bot side once more. Afro on a trap, binding lands. Unbreakable goes up. Cody looking for the harass, doesn't get the root. Nice black shield from PapaChau. But everyone's coming down here to the bot side. Both junglers and mid lane is converging on the area.
Yeah, but you see even Ssumday's roam mid to look at Damonte. They're trying to make a simultaneous play here.
Damonte, oh, the root's good, cleanses out. Good little zip away. TP cancelled from somewhere?
That was Huni.
Ah.
Huni was TPing to potentially help mid, but look at this. Meteos.
Again, looking for a black shield already popped, though. Good slap together. Let's Bounce going to move PapaChau back into the team. Should be a kill, and is Meteos able to collect it. Dardoch just can't save anyone with that ulti.
Yeah, they just don't have the damage on Echo Fox's side just yet, and that Jhin is peaking at the right time with the lethality early, and you're seeing all of that damage. And Meteos, he is doing work, landing those Qs constantly on the bottom lane and getting those double stuns.
Tough to be surprised, given Meteos' pedigree as a Zac player. Damonte still eating damage from Ryu, who's landing all of these Qs with the Abyssal Mask now finished. Able to get good damage down as Cody and Afro working on that first turret gold. Meteos here should mean this is secured.
And this has truly been the sweet life for both Zac and Cody in the bottom lane here.
All right, they'll share the solo good as well. Friends forever here in the bot lane as we watch this one again.
Yeah, Meteos has just been pretty much abusing the fact that they have this bottom river control. Altec flashes, but it doesn't matter. The Q lands, and then he gets PapaChau afterwards, and then that becomes the focus. The Morgana, very squishy. One of the reasons that we haven't seen a whole lot of ranged supports, and that it's been Tahm Kench, Braum, Alistar constantly, is you can make flubs happen. If your flash is down, it's not damning, but when it's a Morgana, an easy target to get on without any escapes, and she's squishy, that just will be a prime target.
Yep, I mean, it's the new guy playing Morgana in his second LCS game ever. Seems like a pretty easy target for 100 Thieves. PapaChau. Tough time, certainly. And thanks to that pressure from Meteos. Looks like Mountain Drake will get traded for Rift Herald, though. Dardoch and Huni going to try and make something happen here in the top lane. Swap incoming also from Echo Fox, Altec and PapaChau. I think getting out of that lane finally.
Yeah, it's Altec and PapaChau swapping. It's not the team that actually took the bottom tier 1 turret. You still see Cody Sun. He might shove another wave and then back, but this swap coming out from Echo Fox, they're trying to get a tempo lead here. And like you said, get out of that lane because Caitlyn, you see that the 2 completed items have come through for Cody Sun. Altec's got nothing. He's got parts of 2 different items here. He'll spike eventually, but it's going to still take a while. Right now, I'm looking at the gold, and he's 800 behind. But 2 completed items, you get massive boost when you end up completing items versus just these components.
Well, turret take will even some of that out at least, as Huni actually went mid lane just to help Damonte clear out these waves. There was an attempt at pressure transfer here. Dardoch actually stayed top to try and get that turret down. It does fall, but 100 Thieves a little bit faster on the play as Huni's going to finally go back down to that bot side. He does have the Rift Herald, by the way, so might be looking for some sort of solo side lane mission.
And Huni is just trying to maximize time there. A lot of the times, killing the jungle camp is not actually worth it because you're missing minions to the turret, but it's focusing a cannon minion, so he's just balancing out his time and then ends up clearing the wave afterwards. So just kind of maximizing and using his time efficiently here.
I mean, what else do we expect from Huni, I think, at this point?
Yeah, one of those top laners that once he gets an advantage, he's going to start taking your jungle camps.
Meteos at it again with a stretching strike. Cody lets it rip with the ulti. Oh, stun forward there onto Ssumday. Nice disengage ult there from Dardoch, but the pressure's still here. 5 people in this top side for 100 Thieves.
And you can see very well coordinated here, and that leaves Damonte, and it also leaves Huni with the Rift Herald to push lanes on their own here.
It's the ultimate extension of side lane pressure here as Huni grabs the Rift Herald, spawns it, going to use it to charge down this turret. Should be a trade, but again, 100 Thieves still up in tempo.
The question is, does Damonte get that mid turret on this Azir? Because that will be an actual advantage, and there they go.
Does stay for it. Nice moves out. Using those soldiers to zip away to safety. Mid turret there for Fox. Still pretty healthy as well, sitting just over 50% health. So far, so good, even though Huni's Rift Herald will kind of time out its usefulness.
It's also quite good from Damonte because he did get local gold before he slid away. So he's actually up about 500 gold here over his lane opponent without any kills really between them at all. It's just the 6 CS and then the turret gold.
Yeah, been landing very solidly, but Ryu has been out of his lane a little bit more. Damonte has tried to play up with pressure, but I think totally for 100 Thieves, they've just been a bit better about moving around the map. So we'll see kind of what is happening next. Altec is staying here in the top lane to push one more wave in, and Cody right now is sitting in that mid lane. So definitely a lot of different configurations out there. We're 20 minutes through. 100 Thieves, they were up in gold, but now it's back to even thanks to those turret trades.
When I see the map get opened up like this, AD carries usually find a hard time knowing exactly where they need to be, and it varies from AD carry to AD carry. If you're playing Tristana or Caitlyn, you can actually shove side lanes and get solo experience because you have ways to get away, right? You can lay down traps, you can jump away, you can rocket, buster shot, etc. But if you're playing something like Varus or Jhin, you can't solo experience side lanes. You have to split with your support. And so I'm expecting for Altec to find times where he can actually get some experience on his own in a side lane and have PapaChau kind of pop in every now and then and maybe shadow him. Because Altec needs to play catch up here. And getting those levels and getting that gold by yourself is really going to get him back in the game.
Just a reminder that the stakes of this game are still very high. There's a reason it's so close and feels so tense, Irene. A win here for Fox will secure them first place, just as a reminder. 100 Thieves will get a buy if they win, though, so kind of on a free roll as the tiebreakers roll in at the end of the day. Ssumday here on Huni, but yeah, that's called off.
This has been a very interesting game, though, because if I asked you what type of game this felt like, does this feel more like a 100 Thieves game or an Echo Fox game? Pretty sure you'd say 100 Thieves.
I would.
Because Echo Fox games, they're crazy, and 100 Thieves right here, they're going for a bold play on the Baron with this small advantage they have. There's the TP.
Ssumday's in, he does not have peace, excuse me. It's going to be pretty risky, perhaps. Huni is around it. Nash goes over, does go to Ssumday, but the fight is going to break up. Meteos on the other side. Is going to get moved. The stun line to the front line as Cody gets caught. Rift, Braum going to try and move them out. Does save one, but it's only Ryu that gets out to safety. He and Ssumday rolling out of the way as Meteos' passive does get him killed. Ryu will live. Ssumday is trying to find a spot of fog to recall in. Is back on his own side of the map, though, so it's A-okay. But what a hectic Baron fight. 100 Thieves do secure it, though.
100 Thieves get the Baron, but that's still more kills going over to Echo Fox there, and that's going to give them pressure on this turret. So it comes down to the people who have the Baron buff, are they able to actually retaliate? Because the gold is going to be in Fox's favor.
Yeah, we can see right now up 1,000 gold as the Sun turret gets spawned by Damonte. 2 items already there for the Azir. Same for Ryu, though, so watch this exchange again. I mean, 100 Thieves, gutsy call to try for this 50-50.
Yeah, watch Cody Sun here, because he just gets slammed back by Huni, jumped on, walloped there, doesn't flash away, and then he gets stunned afterwards. And aphromoo actually dies to the chain from Morgana. The chain from Morgana, as he was going through, kills him, so his body ends up on the other side.
Well, a strong team fight win there for Fox, despite not picking up the Baron. But like you said, now it's all about that counter pressure. Damonte, ooh, little risky. Recalling right in that spot. Looks like out of mid will be the call for 100 Thieves. This is the easy turret to take. Baron going to make this trivial as turrets do almost get evened back up. 3-4 still in favor of Echo Fox.
But the Cloud Drake is kind of what they're looking for next, where Fox, they have a very low bottom tier 2 turret to take on 100 Thieves side, and that's kind of where I think they'll start pressuring next, using mid lane priority to go down to the bottom side. That seems like almost a freebie type turret with no neutral objectives on the map that would influence which lane you want to push.
I have to think Huni with his mallet now finished feels pretty confident going down there at almost any time after the Baron's one off and finishing that one off. 100 Thieves actually calling off a lot of aggression, just going to take their gold, buy some more items, and kind of know that only with 1:25 left on this Baron, not that much left for them to take off here. So good that they got the Baron, but it really just is to keep the game afloat. This is not something that really breaks open the game, at least just yet. Still 1:15 to try and make some more sieges happen.
Right now, mid lane, push for priority. It seems like down bottom, Ryu is there though, trying to push that lane out. And I think the last time I saw Ryu playing Ryze in a side lane like this, he had some fancy feet. This was during the first half of the split where he really did crush it.
Yeah, we took out the Zombies interaction, but Ryu's still been one of the better escape artists here in the LCS. Cody and Ryu teaming up. This Baron up wave looks like it will bear them enough fruit for a second turret. Tier 2 falls down in bot lane. 100 Thieves even up the turret score. Maybe looking for more. You can see the assist ping in mid. Damonte knows he's the next one to get collapsed on.
Yeah, you can see Altec, he's playing the catch-up game. He's side lane Caitlyn right now, shoving it down, trying to get whatever gold he can to hit item spikes. He's at 2 right now, so he's catching up a bit, but he still has a long way to go.
It's the wrong lane to run it down, Irene. Turret falls in mid. 100 Thieves now take the lead, 5-4, and they'll pick up again a sub-1,000 gold lead. They'll just go back and spend it. I thought they might not get enough with a minute left on Baron. I was proved wrong. 100 Thieves getting some nice value, kind of perfectly timing out the rest of that sequence, and we're kind of back to even once again, but 100 Thieves should be happy with what they got off that Baron, especially given that the team fight loss was pretty stark.
Yeah, when it's even like this, I like to go ahead and look at where the gold is on the team, and right now it's just mid lane is even. Cody Sun is up 1,000 gold over Altec, and then the top lane though, Huni's up 1,000 gold. So it's the split push pressure game from Echo Fox, whereas 100 Thieves, they want to group up, protect Cody Sun, who now has 3 items, with 2 of them being crit items for this Jhin.
Good so far. Altec still playing catch up. We saw him again in that side lane, prioritizing his personal farm, given that he does still need to keep going. Huni chasing down Meteos with the frozen mallet, though. Good rupture from Ssumday prevents any sort of extension on that one. 100 Thieves are down here to defend this tier 2. This is the one you talked about earlier, Zyrene. The vulnerable turret that Fox can look to take. They're putting 4 people here to try and knock it down. Altec stepping forward, but Minion Wave wears out. Red buff from Altec's actually making this even easier, but Echo Fox not quite confident enough to stand there.
And something Altec has done that I see a lot of Caitlyn's do now is you put points into your Q, and then when you start grouping up, you put them into your W. So he already has the max traps now. It's actually what he maxed first. And now it looks like he's putting points into his E next. So his Q is actually going to be level 3 for a good while here. And he's just focused on sieging and escaping, not so much that wave clear, because he has static shift.
Yeah, makes sense. Just kind of need it for lane more than anything else. Get that Caitlyn pushing power going. Echo Fox, though, will back off that seed in the bot lane. Looks like Baron back in a minute 55. There's another Cloud Drake up in, I'm going to guess, 2.5-ish minutes. That is not an exact timer, for anyone wondering. But again, kind of continuing the theme of this stalemate. Fox are just trying to continue to get farm on Caitlyn. 100 Thieves probably happy with where their tanks are, if nothing else. Ryu also will scale up nicely, but do need to find a bigger breaking point in this game. Even that Baron that got taken by 100 Thieves kind of kept the game back at its stalemate, so we'll need at least one more big moment to really see who finds a real lead in this game.
Yeah, but like we were saying before, it feels a lot more like a 100 Thieves type game where they play an annoying style, and it's not so much an Echo Fox game where they've been able to impose their will on it and have these kind of scrappy fights that favor them. The Baron was the only time that that happened, but that was kind of both of them having to what they wanted at the same time. It's like Echo Fox want to fight 100 Thieves. They want the objective that'll get them the macro play later. So both teams are able to find ways to play their preferred style, and that's why they're at the top of the standings right now.
Yeah, and for Echo Fox, I mean, just take a look at Huni there in that bot lane. Built up still a big CS lead. That looks like Blade of the Ruined King as his 3rd item here. So he is hard committing to side lane for now.
Exactly. It's pretty much, you know, see you guys when the game is over type build where you're like, all right, I'll be the one hitting the Nexus. You guys just take care of business, because 100 Thieves, their composition isn't really built for split, but look at that catch on to Cody!
Has his flash as well. The CC is just going to keep running, and Dardoch able to get that kill. Now Fox chasing for more. Meteos is a good one to pick off now. He's going to flash.
That is a perfect time for Echo Fox to go for those fights, because you'll see this time in the game where it's just really nobody's pushing or pulling at all or even trying, and that's because there's nothing to fight for. But they just took out Cody 10 seconds before the Baron is on the table, and now they're trying to make a counterplay.
Got Huni's flash off Ryu's Realm Warp. Huni just going to run out towards the safety of his team. Ssumday going to try and cut him off. Meteos is here as well. Huni no flash. Rupture does get dodged. Huni bounces over to the safety of his teammates. Waiting arms. And now Echo Fox back on the offensive.
That's an I'm helping right there, but look at this.
Dardoch looking again.
Finding.
Unstoppable for Meteos. And not be bound. Slingshot's out of the way to safety, but still too low perhaps to contest for this Baron. Cody is back up now though, so once again we may have a reset, but Fox going to try and take their tempo to the left.
Exactly. They have Damonte there, who is this Azir, who can just power down objectives. Altec is going to put down this trap line, and they're still going to fight for mid-priority here.
Fox going to play. Ssumday pop the stone plate though, is very tanky, forced to flash out though as Ryu tries to get some splash into the back. Huni sticking around, trying to team fight for a little while.
Yeah, I feel like 100 Thieves are at a big disadvantage, because you think about team fighting ultimates, Meteos doesn't have his follow-up engage. He looked like he wanted to slingshot in there, but if you slingshot, you just get in there, you Q people, and then you're like, what now? And you're basically just a punching bag for the rest of the team. You need to have that ultimate to really affect these fights the way you want to, so they don't want to take that high variance play, and they seed mid to Echo Fox.
Too many sums up for the carries on Fox as well. Cody does have his, so his death does not cost him too much more after that play, but Sun turret here for Echo Fox will give them a minute or two of additional mid-priority. Clouddrake's back up, but I don't think either team is particularly interested right now in taking it.
We even buffed it, man. Nobody still wants that Clouddrake. It's not as important as the Baron, of course, or even just mid-priority. And as it ticks over to 30 minutes, got to go over who has Gathering Storm.
Oh, yes.
Damonte and Altec have it on the side of Echo Fox, and only Cody Sun has it on the side of 100 Thieves. So right now, scaling a little bit more favoring Echo Fox in terms of the runes that they had taken, but in overall composition, it is rather even here.
And I think, again, the theme of this game continues to be very even. 1,000 gold up for Echo Fox, but over 30 minutes through. Doesn't seem like much at all as Huni, with an Elixir of Iron, is going to go down to that big side wave, match it, ready with the TP if he needs to come in, but doesn't really want to, given that he has finished that Blade of the Ruined King. He's hoping Ssumday picks a fight in a 1v1.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go there either because there's this gigantic wave that is just gobble all that up, Huni, have fun with it, and then eventually, you know, keep splitting, maybe threaten an objective in the future.
Well, Flame Horizon coming as well. Ssumday is stuck pretty firmly with his teammates as 100 Thieves recognize the importance of getting this second Baron. Huni, though, is kind of doing things as quickly as he can.
And remember, they have that Cho'Gath, and right now Huni's about to have his Mega Gnar wear off, but he is level 18, so he'll start powering up again very quickly. But right now, there's the TP. He doesn't have any bar at all.
Good timing here for 100 Thieves. Going to try and rush it down. Dardoch not going to make it into the pit. aphromoo looking for the disengage. Goes down. Feeds from Ssumday. Secures on the Baron. Here comes the Realm Warp out. See you later, 100 Thieves. They escape after that heist.
That is a party portal if I have ever seen one there. Ryu gets everybody out, like you said. That is a successful heist.
Tip my hat to the getaway driver, Ryu. My goodness. Zips everybody out of there, and this is a Baron that can give 100 Thieves a lead.
I mean, they used to call him Mafia Boss Ryu all the time. Definitely the head honcho right now. That was a very smooth play landing his team that Baron, and nobody dies, so they learned from those previous mistakes. And you can see it's just a very fast Baron take here with the Ryze, and then they also throw down the Cody Sun crit at about the same time that they throw down the Ssumday Nom. And that is huge that it hits the Braum and it doesn't hit the Ryze.
Yep, aphromoo there with the support play, as always. Blocks off that disengage and lets them disengage from that Baron back towards the safety of their top lane. And again, gold back to even, but 100 Thieves thinking that this is not a time to be even in gold. Going to try and siege down these turrets and get themselves a substantial lead. They had a 665-ish gold Baron power play. Going to try and make it a little bigger in this one.
And now you see Echo Fox, they don't feel comfortable split pushing with Huni despite his large advantage that he's had all game long. He's up about 2,000 gold. And they're just having him group now because they have to deal with this Baron.
Yep, he's got no TP. His flash is coming back up, but he doesn't even have that right now. So Ryu's going to pressure that side lane. Does have his ult almost back off cooldown, 8 seconds away. He needs to join, pressing those minions in. Trap lane there from Altec, trying to prevent any sort of follow-up. Throw the Ruined King pop, there's a stun in onto Ssumday. Pop the stone plate, Meteos, so gonna try and make stuff happen. Gonna look for them together, but the Black Shield onto Huni will continue this play. Meteos popping that stasis, trying to get out, but he's not gonna be so lucky. Popped in the bloodless 100 Thieves. Gonna turn around and maybe try and save them. Ssumday, mid-fight TP! It's gonna save Meteos, who goes back in. And now Cody finds the snipe onto Huni. What a turnaround from the Thieves!
That was ridiculous. I don't know how they got away with that. Ssumday, he's so low, he gets out of the fight. Meteos pops his stopwatch, and then he's able to get the TP from Ssumday, who doesn't even care. He's full HP again because the Warmogs.
That's heartbreak for Echo Fox. They knew they needed to pull the trigger and make something happen, and they almost found the right fight. Instead, they lose another turret. They may lose more. Huni's still dead for 30 seconds. Baron left up for a minute.
Cody Sun has to walk up to threaten this turret. Got to put a meat wall in front of him and allow him to deal damage, because now the Azir wave clear, and you can see that Caitlyn is just critting minions to death. I don't even think the cannon minions have that much HP. He's hitting it for like 2,000 with those crits.
All right, well, 100 Thieves, 40 seconds left. Pretty much 2 more waves to play with for another siege. This one and the next one coming up, but unfortunately for them, they got a gold lead, but it's not super substantial. So we'll watch this fight again.
Yeah, I thought Cody Sun would be the target here for Dardoch's ultimate, but they say it's time to go all in onto Ssumday. They get him so low, but the Gargoyle Stone Plate popped at the right time. And then Altec doesn't move forward, can't really chase after. And then Meteos, he popped the stopwatch. He uses the ultimate to try and get away. But then Ssumday, you see he's just getting a lot of HP back here. And nobody's really focused on what they can do to stop this. And PapaChau flashes out of the way, and Huni's the one who eats that last shot.
I mean, it's him or Huni. That's the thing, right? Like, they're both pretty squishy, as it turns out. Even though Huni was in Mega Form, he doesn't really have tank items. So Cody was just kind of firing at the best possible angle, hit one, managed to grab Huni and win the team fight on the back end there for 100 Thieves.
I don't know, man. It does percent missing HP.
He was missing a lot of HP.
PapaChau wasn't missing as much.
I mean, someone run a simulation and do that damage calculation, because I do not know if he would have lived either as Morgana.
Yeah, that's true. And obviously, as a pro player, he didn't know either, and he's like, I'm not going to risk it. Huni had flash, but he wasn't expecting the flash to come through with the shot in that position.
Conversely, 100 Thieves with a massive amount of team synergy there to even make that miracle happen in the back of that team fight. Still back on the offensive. Baron has one off, though, as the gold still sticks between of 1,000 between these two teams. Does feel like the front line is doing a lot of work for 100 Thieves, though.
Yeah, and right now, Ryu with the death cap before Damonte is big. When Damonte gets his, it'll even it up a little bit. But then we also have to talk about these AD carries. Cody Sun, I didn't think the Jhin was going to provide that much in terms of late game damage, but he went Youmu's, not full lethality, and then into crit from there with a lane advantage. And he, so far, been having a pretty damn good game on this Jhin, which you would expect to just get focused down pretty much every fight. He's finding his pockets, finding the spots where he can contribute, and so far he's been doing great. The QSS as that last item is kind of necessary to keep him out of trouble. So now Altec may actually pass him in terms of spikes. I don't know what that last item is going to be from this Caitlyn, because he may go for more damage, more crit, and then even sell his boots later, where Jhin is not offered that type of luxury.
Pretty big amount of poke onto Cody as well. Beats about 25% of his health from Altec's ultimate. He's using it pretty freely, understandably so, at this juncture. Big buff spawning, though. Minute 5 to Elder Dragon, minute 35 until Baron. 100 Thieves have 100% big buff rate so far this game. Only lost a single Drake, actually, to Fox, which I think was the trade after the Baron. Oh, nice steal, Cody. Gets the red buff. Meteos, unstoppable. Gets himself out with the Let's Bounce, but eats a lot of damage. You're unstoppable, not invulnerable.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw 2 big crits come through there. It was like 1,200. I'm like, I don't know if that was Altec or Cody Sun, but yeah, you're right. It was Cody Sun who got that last one. They both have red buffs. And now it's 30 seconds on the Elder, a minute on the Baron. So you got to fight for mid-priority.
Back here again, it appears. 100 Thieves. Fishing for some ruptures. Damonte's Banshees is gone thanks to Cody's Flourish.
I like how Altec actually has 5 traps to put down, but he put down 4, and now he's putting another one after he's funneled them all in one area.
Root on the Ssumday, but not a big deal. Damage. Also not a big deal just yet. Altec gets a Black Shield late, but it doesn't matter.
This Black Shield down, though. As soon as it goes down, I expect them to open up.
Here they go. 100 Thieves know their timing. He's going to look for a little bit more. Ssumday taking too much damage. Done up in the front, but Afro with the save. Ssumday going to flash out, but Afro, no, he's the one taking feet. Here comes Huni. Looking for the slash down. Cody gets out there with a QSS, but Afro's dead. So much damage in the front line. It's only the carries left for Damonte. He wants more. Dardoch also chasing, but the damage is enough. The Comet gets the kill off of Cody Sun's Jhin, and the carries will live to fight another day.
Yeah, the kite backwards there, and that actually ends up being a 2 for 2. It's an even trade, but Fox have a little bit more here on the side of the Elder Dragon.
Have damage, but they don't have a smite. Who even tanks this?
Meteos is here.
TP in.
TP.
This is risky from Rango Fox. They're going to try and pick a fight, but they maybe don't know Cody is here. The damage is massive. Looking for the grenades. Ryu goes down to Altec's damage. That is enough. Oh my god, Damonte! Such a fast flash to get out from under that flourish.
That's a Twitch flash right there. That's one where your just finger has to go bam! Immediately the reaction there from Damonte to not get picked off, but that still stops the Elder Dragon.
These young kids and their mechanics these days, Irene. Ultra fast save on himself, but will not have it for the next engagement. And let me tell you, it will be a big one as teams will reset and respawn.
Yeah, feeling a little bit more like an Echo Fox game as time goes on. But yeah, the Black Shield, that's kind of the signal there. Cody Sun backs up, then he opens up as soon as it's down, and that'll mean Ssumday gets the Righteous Glory. He doesn't hit anybody with his Q, but then he's the target. They turn and they try to burn him down, but then Huni got through with the Mega Gnar at the right time. He gets the QSS out of Cody. They focus down aphromoo, and then Ssumday drops as well. But hey, it's not a replay anymore. Same spot.
And not nearly enough time to go through that all. Elder Dragon has been started by Echo Fox.
But I mean, Ssumday, he's going to have to walk around if he wants to feast it. And Meteos at the same time. This thing is going down.
Not even an attempt at stealing it there. 100 Thieves maybe just playing for the bigger prize. Ryu was also not there.
Yeah, it's also Echo Fox. It's just a Cloud Drake with this, so it's not that huge of a burn. And remember, the burn is applied on basic attack.
Ooh, that ult hit Altec. Meteos maybe going to go for here. The roots are so long, but Altec, he's on the other side. Let's bounce, drags the ball in. Meteos takes him down. 100 Thieves have slayed the Caitlyn, and now they're going to try and wipe the rest of the fight. Ryu, he takes down Huni. Damonte is going to get bound up as he does dip away to safety, but Ryu, he's chasing. He wants PapaChau.
That was insane from Meteos. He got onto Altec, and with the help of his team, he takes him out, and then he almost gets Damonte getting his cleanse at the end.
Two dead mean Baron will be started by 100 Thieves. Feast is up for Ssumday. He takes away the blast cone from Echo Fox. And Dardoch's not even going to try. This Baron dies way too quickly.
Oh, usually you don't take a fight against an Elder Dragon team, but they said, hey, they have just a Cloud Drake behind it. They go for the fight based off the positioning, and they catch that one carry that they really need to take out here. Watch this. He even gets Black Shield fast from PapaChau, but then Ryu has the damage. It's the delivery, and then as he hits the ground, he just drops. And then Meteos, he gets the Q here onto Damonte, turns, hits a minion, pulls him back, getting the cleanse afterwards, which almost kills him after he gets rooted and just has to slide out.
From this point on, just nothing Echo Fox can do but try and live in as many positions as possible. 100 Thieves grab the Baron. They'll retain a gold lead. Only 2,000, still remarkably close in this game, but once again, the Thieves will have the advantage.
Yeah, 100 Thieves with that push advantage from that Baron. We're looking at 6 items right now for both their carries. I'm looking over at the side of Echo Fox, though. Damonte still has to get his Liandry's Torment, and it looks like Altec is going for Blade of the Ruined King here as his final item, just completed now. So when you're hitting that Cho'Gath and that Zac, they've built a lot of HP. It's going to be a very effective item there.
And we've seen, again, the Thieves front lines do so much work in a lot of these team fights. Meteos pretty much winning single-handedly the back end of that one that got them this Baron, but Echo Fox are not going anywhere without a fight. Huni is still bruising Gnar with Hysterics as his 4th item after Blade of the Ruined King. See how they play these team fights, but boy, oh boy.
It's funny because like Sterix is melee only, so it actually works for Gnar because he technically does kind of count as a melee champion.
Enough of the time when it's relevant.
Yeah.
Certainly a melee champion. 100 Thieves, minute 45 left on this Baron to play with. You mentioned the Elder before. Was only the first one as well, and a single Drake Elder for Fox, which I think did spur 100 Thieves to force that fight. But I only mention that because we may very well be in second Elder territory this game.
And you usually aren't. Games usually don't go that long. And remember, it takes 8 minutes to spawn, not 10 anymore, so it's up even faster.
Well, 100 Thieves, I can feel the playoff bye. They just need to do a couple more steps. Get some of these inhibitors down, continue to force plays. Aphromoo tanks.
Damonte is so low.
Yeah, got poked out. I think Cody was looking for the snipe, but Damonte's got to go back to base. Limps back towards the fountain to regen. 100 Thieves still looking at it. Again, trying to keep the siege going, but Fox have done a great job wave clearing for as long as they can. Finally, a weakness is exposed there in mid lane, but Huni almost tired, looking for something. Black Shield's gonna mean he goes offensive. Ssumday, the target once again. The root lands onto Aphromoo. Meteos back to the backline once again, but Damonte kicks him out with the ultimate. Altec is so low, but he's still living on the other end of the fight. A root from Cody finds Huni, but no follow-up damage.
That was smooth from Damonte there. He went forward to dodge the Zac coming in, knowing that if he went backwards, he doesn't have the time to do it. And then he used the Azir wall, which spawns behind you, and pushed him past the Vector cast. That was super sick from him.
And Sun Turret will be felled as well. Finally, an inhibitor that 100 Thieves can play for. And Meteos, he knows he's not seen behind this wall.
And the unseen Meteos is the deadliest here. He keeps finding these engages onto the backline, and he mixes it up. It's not Altec every time. And so PapaChau has to stay on his toes and throw the Black Shield on whoever it looks like it's going to hit. And when they're clumped up, it looks definitely a prime position.
Yeah, a ton of patience here from 100 Thieves. Baron has one off, but they're going to just threaten here with the Zac. Should be enough to get them the inhib, and is. As Cody Sun steps forward, Huni also had to deal with his big waves that are built up top, and there's a wave coming from bot side as well.
Echo Fox on the back foot here. They have been the #1 team all split long. They have not dropped that position. And if 100 Thieves beat them in this game, they'll have to fight to hold on to that in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, been given the runaround so far. Also remember that 100 Thieves will lock a playoff bye. unseating at Cloud9, who had a weekend to lock it for themselves, and unfortunately for that squad did not show up. So a lot to still be determined, even though this is game 4 of the regular season. Oh, I guess I should say the second last game of the spring season.
Oh, it would be incredible for 100 Thieves to lock in that first round bye. And really, their name actually couldn't be more fitting, because it feels like that first half, they brought attention to themselves, and then immediately it was like, wait, no, they're dropping down. And then it just seemed like this really stealthy kind of climb where, hey, they're actually doing incredibly well, and you have to pay attention to this team that's been pretty much underrated all throughout the second half. And now, locking in a first round bye would be insane for this team that just came together in spring, in this organization who just popped up.
How many wins do they have to steal for us to stop calling them Thieves and just start calling them good? At this point, I think they've certainly earned that praise. Ssumday getting things going here on the bot side. I mean, don't look too hard at the inventories because they're very busy right now, but safe to say that we are late into this game, and 100 Thieves have shown it practically every turn. They feel so confident in closing this one out. Echo Fox, they've lived some miracles this split already. We'll see if they've got one in the back pocket.
And once again, the objectives at the same time. Minute and 30 seconds, now you gotta pick and choose, because right now, 100 Thieves, them getting the Elder Dragon, it's their first Elder Dragon, but it's one that has 3 Drakes behind it. But for Echo Fox, them getting Elder Dragon, it's the Omega Elder Dragon. So I think that's the one they're pretty much gonna fight over, because it's really good for 100 Thieves, and it's fantastic for Echo Fox here, whereas the first one, you really didn't mind as 100 Thieves giving it to Fox.
The classic Conzyrene, 2 big buffs up. Which one do you actually want to take? We'll have to find out. Because the heist is still going here for the Thieves as they push through mid. Super assisting them in their wave pressure. Ssumday has been perma bot lane, making sure those waves go in the right directions. He builds it up as well. So you have to think that just based on that positioning alone, it's probably Elder Dragon that the Thieves want.
Yep. Set up for that Elder Dragon, prevent Fox from having it, get it on yourself as well. This is a stronger buff for Fox to have, I would say. And looking at the inventories, we're having things getting swapped out here. Phantom Dancer for Cody Sun. He sold the boots. I didn't think he would, but he went for it. And Altec actually sold the Blade of the Ruined King and now has a Bloodthirster instead.
Well, somebody cut the line in this game because Fox have no vision in the river at all. And now finally going to push forward and try and creep some wards in. But if they face check the wrong person, they could be in trouble. Ryu is top lane right now, though.
He doesn't have TP, but for him, it doesn't really matter too much. He's going to go ahead and, even though there's a big wave there and he had prepped it, he's like, nope, it's more important for him to actually get down here.
Yep, understands the situation, leaves early.
Ooh, this is such a rough situation for Fox because there's a Cho'Gath and there's the Zac that has ease of access to the pit, and now he's behind Meteos. He's super sneaky.
This is quite the flank from Mr. Meteos.
You're not expecting him from this angle. The Black Shield was used onto Huni.
Here it comes. The Drake goes over, though. Echo Fox might have enough team fight power. Meteos, he can't charge in. Huni maybe sees the fight, looking to go. Uses the ulti in place as he's rooted. Cooldown's being lost, but Fox do get the dragon at least.
Wait.
Meteos here again, funneling them through the choke point. It was a long caught all along! Zareen, they're going to look to scoop him back, but the flashes are there for Echo Fox.
And they all get away with that Elder Dragon, and now Baron is on the table, and that's the next place that they're looking.
All right, who's thieving who? 100 Thieves going to realm up into the pit this time. There is no need to retreat. A TP in though from Huni. This could be dangerous. They will get the Baron, but what else will happen? Meteos does smite it down, but how do they get out?
Well, Fox want to fight really
that rupture from Ssumday. Sick under Dardoch to deny the first engage.
Is Damonte gonna slide through? He's right next to Ryu.
Way too much damage, has to go. He knows it as well. Still Ssumday on the front side, eating damage. A Stoneblade is popped. Meteos tries to dive again. His own Stoneblade is popped. Huni looking for the big engage. Rupture again disengages from Ssumday. And Cody bold enough to step forward just to force Fox's retreat.
So much happened there that stopped engages over and over again. Huni had just hit Gnar, and it looked like he wanted to jump in, flash, and then maybe make a play. Same with Damonte, who had his flash. It looked like he was going to try to Shurima shuffle the entire team of 100 Thieves, but Ryu stopped him from going in and threatened the position. So 100 Thieves, they are holding on here in terms of just going up against that Elder Dragon. So they do not want a flat-out team fight to start just yet.
Certainly not. Have to wait till the buff wears off.
And also keep in mind, second one lasts 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a longer dragon buff.
Longer, better, faster, stronger. It is so good for Fox right now in a team fight situation. You saw what almost happened in that last engage around the pit, but 100 Thieves with the Baron, they know they've got at least a mid inhib to threaten for the retake, but only one inhib, especially this late with Caitlyn Azir, is very defendable for Echo Fox, and they know it. Cody going top side. Looks like he's getting the waves pushing over. Like you said, 100 Thieves just trying to spread across the map and get the waves pushing in their favor.
Oh, and now it comes to the point where AD carries will cycle through pretty much every item known to man. Altec sold the boots, got the Phantom Dancer, so we're at true 6 items here for both of them.
ADs get a lot of buyer's remorse, Zyrene. You know, they kind of buy something like, ooh, that looks shiny, but oh, never mind. Teamfight starting, Dardoch rooted up.
Huni also very low.
Out again, not that tanky. Stun lands in. The Black Shield was late. Ssumday face taking the damage. Oh, there's another knockup. The next shot misses though from Jhin. Cody had a snipe ready for Huni once more, but we'll just go back to even.
And there's just so much damage coming out from Ryu in these fights alongside Cody. And remember, Ssumday, he didn't even nom down there, I don't think. He didn't even get his ultimate off, which probably would have killed Huni, because right now, Ssumday, he's sitting with 6,500 HP. And 1,400 of that is from that ultimate. Oh my god.
Saving it for next time. You can see this inhibitor once again under threat. Echo Fox do want to defend though. Dardoch in the front lines, taking up a lot of damage. Meteos again looking for the backside. Kidnap gets 2 down. Left bounce is good. Damonte falls. Ryu joins in. Huni now the front line is going to get chain CC'd. 100 Thieves find 2 clean kills.
Meteos has been playing out of his mind on this Zac. This goes back to Season 3. Superstar, blonde hair, Super Saiyan jungler.
Well, we're going back again, looking to retake this inhib. 3v5. Good luck, Echo Fox. His inhib 1 will fall. What do the Thieves want to do next? 30 seconds left, 50 seconds, and 45 on Huni and Damonte's death time. As 100 Thieves, they're going to go right for it.
Altec has to kind of clear the wave, but it doesn't matter. He's still just trying to take these pot shots. He has the range advantage.
And that's actually a retreat now from 100 Thieves. Ssumday tanks Caitlyn ulti. I think he might have rethought that.
Yeah, it kind of stops his Warmogs from ticking sooner, so he actually loses a decent amount of time on it. There's now 24 seconds on Damonte.
Still a long time left.
They gotta hit these turrets.
Aphromoo, ooh, cleanses out. There's another up from the Dardoch, but it's only Dardoch. They're gonna try and tie up. Altec gets slapped together. Ryu takes him down, and that'll be all she wrote here for the Thieves. They complete the con. I don't think Fox can respawn. They're gonna look for that another Nexus turret. PapaChau, he's gonna go down. Dardoch will fall. That's an 8 for 100 Thieves, and I would have put it in Game of the Week, but there's no way you miss this. 100 Thieves sneaking all the way up and stealing a playoff bye.
I wouldn't even say they stole this. They earned this playoff bye.
What a slugfest. 52 minutes of back and forth action. I want to know what the biggest goal lead in that game was, because it cannot have been like over 3,000 or 4,000 most likely. That was such a close affair.
The end of the game is just a 6,000 gold difference after all was said and done for 100 Thieves, but it didn't matter. Everybody's sitting with extra gold in their pockets. That game was on a knife's edge. It comes down to the small mechanical things in those fights.
Well, remember, if you guys like tiebreakers, we've got some more. We have maybe less than we could have had, but if memory serves, that was so fun, we're going to do it again at a later date. These two teams will now play for first.
That is a match you do not want to miss here, and you can see Echo Fox, that is a stressful game to be in, because it's one where you're trying to find some form of advantage, some way to play your style, but 100 Thieves navigated around the behemoth of a team fight that Echo Fox were trying to force over and over again. And I gotta say, Meteos, that guy was playing out of his mind.
Certainly was. It's time to catch our breath, though. We'll send it down to Overly in the heart of the Freljord for 100 Thieves.
Here we go. Thanks, guys. I'm here with aphromoo. Congratulations on that victory against Echo Fox. What's going through your head right now?
That was a rough game. Echo Fox did really well. We also have to play them later for the tiebreaker for first place, so hopefully it's not as long as that one.
I was about to say your day is going to get even rougher. You are going to play them again. Not asking for strategy, but how are you going to do it?
Same way we did just now. A little cleaner, though, hopefully.
All right, cleaning it up for later in the day when you do face them. Best of luck to that. For more on the game, let's hear from the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Avali. Holy crap. That game was intense.
Looking forward to some playoffs of that, maybe?
Yeah, right? I mean, go figure that now these two teams are tied for first place. We'll have to play a tiebreaker at the end of the day to determine who gets the first seed and who gets the second seed. But if that's any indication of the kind of play or the intensity of games that we will see come the playoffs, then I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real tired too because that was really tense to watch.
Stressful as hell.
Yeah.
And I mean, even going back, it's so hard to remember the beginning of this game, but it was a lot of Meteos' ganks around the bot lane, which is very important because they do have the winning matchup with the Morgana Caitlyn who want to push in. But that was a nasty Q onto Altec to ignore the PapaChau as the obvious target so that he can get him later. And then 100 Thieves, or excuse me, Echo Fox get back in the game, but the objective control.
100 Thieves had 4 Barons and gave up 2 Elder Drakes.
Right, exactly.
So a lot of objectives kind of traded back and forth right here, but some slick Ryze ults to barely get him out. What was interesting about that Baron is even though they lost 3 people, they maintained Baron on both their side laners, so they're able to get some turrets.
And Huni had a sick W
This is the first time Cody Sun's been caught out of position in a real long time, I feel like. It's actually the first game in the entire second half of the split where he died more than once.
But they didn't actually get anything off that. They had to split up and deal with side waves as the Baron hadn't quite spawned yet. And then 100 Thieves keep pulling this play off, burn the Baron down, Ryze ult down. They could never really interrupt it. This game keeps going back and forth. Huni's built for the split push, but then now they're losing objectives. He ends up grouping up more than he wants to.
Mark, you said it, and I feel like it's an easy to look over point, which is that 100 Thieves map control and side wave pressure was far superior to Echo Fox, so that even in those instances that Echo Fox garnered small advantages, they were relegating to dealing with those side waves and not actually pushing the advantages forward, which could be indicative of the 2 subs coming in and not being as gelled with the remainder of the team.
Right, I mean, they picked a Gnar into the Cho'Gath, and now you're trying to run this 4-1 composition with 2 guys on your starting roster that you haven't really played with all year. It's going to be difficult, but boy, did Echo Fox make it close.
I mean, also the fact that you have the Ryze versus Azir, it made it so Ryze could be in a side lane, but neither Caitlyn or Azir want to match him. So it felt like the kind of thing, like you said, maybe some rookie inexperience, maybe some comp problems, but Echo Fox were down map pressure the entire game. Still a crazy game because they were trading up on turrets every now and then to keep the gold close, and then the fights were back and forth over and over.
Yeah, 52-minute game, 21 kills across the board. Gold graph isn't pretty, but it means there were lots of fights and lots of action, so those are always the fun ones to watch.
Heart race monitor.
I mean, you can see there, too, the amount of damage that Huni was putting out, but that kind of feeds right back into your point, Jet. He's building for the split push and then got relegated to the 5-man team fights near the end of the game, and all of a sudden, he's not itemized correctly.
There was definitely one fight where he went in with a big Gnar ult that should have won his team the game, but he just got popped by the 2 carries of 100 Thieves because he had built, more for the side lane split push. So just a big issue right there.
That brings us back to the standings to take a look at our remaining tiebreaker scenarios. I already mentioned that this will force a tiebreaker for first place between 100 Thieves and Echo Fox. They will play that later today. We're looking towards this last matchup of the day, Team Liquid versus Optic Gaming, to determine whether or not we get one game just between those top 2 teams, or that we also have a 4-way tie for third place to follow.
Fold your sheet.
Yeah,
Don't use your thumb.
Fold
I'm
your sheet.
actually really suspicious now of the LCS being scripted, Dash, because I'm
just
looking
keep
at the
folding
sheet,
up.
Yeah.
and we keep folding up, and there's no reason for stats to organize it this way. It's not like the higher seeded team has been on top. It's not like red side or blue side has been on top. But literally every fold has moved up towards the top. So now we only have, I'm holding it wrong, I think. Yeah, there it is. 2 scenarios left. And it's, as you mentioned,
the point is, we're going to get to the bottom of this conspiracy.
Foldy sheets are trumping the analyst desk
Even we're
right now.
starting to believe that the NALCS.
I'm actually hoping TL wins this next game because I lost this game to Jat.
That's
prediction.
true.
I did think 100 Thieves were going to win, but I need to find an upset somewhere. Didn't find it here, but if we get the 5-way tiebreaker situation,
yes, that would have 5 games.
I can come back against you, and I'm going to have to pick some upsets
you
then,
could,
too.
maybe if Optic wins. By the way, I got a stat for you, Mark.
Oh, go.
Rogue Jat stat.
Oh, Rogue Jat
How many Morg bindings were thrown in that game? Go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, what are you tracking? You asked me how many on the split.
87.
87?
That's my guess.
Oh, I thought you said like producer got in your.
No, I don't cheat.
It's a long game. Give me 106.
If you flip your numbers around, Dash, you would have had it. I believe it's 74.
74.
You don't even know your own stat. How can you
I
come at
believe
me?
it.
I clearly do the stat all the time. Didn't get it.
All righty, well, let's
Second
keep these games moving along because we will have some tiebreakers. Game 5 will determine the rest of the day. Stay tuned to see the result of Team Liquid versus Optic Gaming.
Let's focus on this game, do our best, 0 mistakes.
I'm gonna flash off the pad.
I'm pushing into enemy base.
And that was the last pep talk Meteos ever gave.
Flack from PapaChau could be problems, and now the stun's gonna land in from the Braum. First blood over, and Cody, of course, grabs it.
Of course, he got set up there. Boom!
Whoa!
In the back. As Freak would say, assassinated.
It's fine for us. Jhin set. Braum next, Braum.
Their composition isn't really built for split, but look at that catch on to
Cody
Cody!
has his flash as well, the CC. He's just gonna keep running, and Dardoch able to get that.
I'm gonna burst it.
Send his flash. Finish this. Or I'm gonna block.
Nice. Get the blue.
Yeah, they're pushing me.
Caitlyn.
They're gonna look for that another Nexus Tower. PapaChau, he's gonna go down. Dardoch will fall. That's an ace for 100 Thieves. And I want to put it in Game of the Week, but there's no way you miss this.